The Trackmania map base is 48 blocks long and 48 blocks wide, which means you have a lot of space to work with. So what would happen if you shrunk that down to only 5 blocks on each side? To find out, I'm going to be trying my best to make a good map within this small space. So here we have the area that I'm confined to. Everything has to stay within this 5x5 area. The start should probably be around the middle for the height, so I have a lot of room to build upwards and downwards. I'm going to start it off with the downhill towards the left, then follow it with a curved block, and let's do a quarter pipe into something like this. It is a bit difficult, but that's definitely going to be fun to play. Now to follow that transition, actually before I make the next transition, I think I gotta move this over because I kind of got myself into a pickle here where I only have one block of space here and there's not much room to do really anything. Now that we got it rearranged, I can start working on the next element. This is where I'm going to switch up the surface so that the map isn't fully road and it actually has a bit more of depth. I kind of wonder if I could maybe make this an intended bug slide, but it doesn't look like I have very much room to do that. To give the player more space, I changed this to the 2 block long transition and connected it up right here. It flows quite well because you don't have any gear problems and it isn't that unintuitive. Now we're underneath the first section, which is going to make this a little more tricky. And this map is definitely going to have at least a cut or two, so it's going to be some pretty interesting records. I don't really have anywhere I can go with this, so I'm just going to do a sharp drift going downwards, like in this direction. Let's just quickly test it out. It does work, but I think it is a little boring. Maybe if I had a hole right here and you had to like drift around it, that might make it kind of cool. Here I got the hole, now let's test it out. And that is pretty clean. I'm definitely going to keep that. And as crazy as it might seem, this part actually sets up a bug slide pretty well. Let's just check to make sure it works good. And you do get just about the right rotation for it to work good. And I'll have it exit out right here at the top of the block. Here we have it. Now let's test out to see if it works. And that exit is pretty clean. But more importantly, can it be cut? And it seems like the answer is no. Because if you don't bug slide, you don't get enough traction to go up quick enough, which makes it inherently slower. I'm just going to quickly check to see how much time has passed so far in the map. And so far it's about 20 seconds long, which is around what I was expecting. Okay, that works way better. All I did was shifted the blocks down by 1 and it just made it way cleaner. I know my last map also had a bug slide, but they're fun and it also works pretty well in this situation. Okay, I think I'm finally done with this bug slide section, which took me way longer than it probably should have. And for the part afterwards, I was thinking about doing another quarter pipe jump. And switching this block to this would allow me to jump up, because this otherwise is covered up. This challenge is turning out way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Like, it is way more difficult than you would probably think it would be for this big of an area. I think I'm going to backtrack on the quarter pipe jump, and instead opt for a more simple alternative. And this part drives quite clean, except for that clip, but that wouldn't be in a normal run. Now I just have to think about a way to end the map. And I think just the way to do that would be with a quarter pipe jump into the finish. And my idea for it is reactor up which you then drive through and then jump up and then fly up to the finish up here. And I won't be surprised if someone uses this reactor to cut the map, but that's the fun of it. I'm also going to do something else that's a bit crazy. Instead of just having one finish block, how about the whole roof is a finish? And just like that, the map should be finished. It is a bit on the shorter side, but if you look at it from this view, you can tell there's not very much room. I really doubt you can make a cup of the day length track in this small area, but if you think you could do it, then try it for yourself and post a result in my Discord. Now as always, I'm going to do some scenery and then show you the final product. And the track is now finished. Here is the map. And there's the full map. Overall, the challenge was way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. When I was thinking up this video idea, I thought 5x5 might be a little too big, but it turns out it was actually just about the right size. Anyways, if you want to try this map out for yourself, or if you want to make your own map with a template, they're both in my club at Psyber City. I hope you learned something new today, and I'll see you next time.